FOSC 100B closure includes the base, organizer trays, domed cover, hot melt adhesive sealing strips, transport tubes, and hot melt accessories. In addition to this material, cable termination will include tools and consumable materials. Set up the base holder and remove the large oval port by cutting at the ridge with a hacksaw. Clear away the rough cut polyethylene by scraping with a cutting tool. The closure will come pre-assembled. If assembling is required, install the trays and tray strap. Place the closure assembly over both cables, base first, and slide out of the way so that both cables can be prepared for splicing. Prior to cable preparation, slide a heat shrink sleeve over each cable. Prepare approximately 5 feet of both fiber optic cables. If the cable is armored product, slit 3/4 inch of the armor behind the sheath opening and cut 1/3 of the cable OD to provide a grounding access. Leave approximately 1/8 to 1/4 inch of inner sheath to act as a buffer between the grounding strap and the fiber tubes. Install the bonding strap to the armor sheath using pliers. Ensure that the teeth on the ground clip penetrate the polyethylene sheath and the green polymer coating on the steel tape. Clean 2 to 3 inches of cable sheath. Abrade the sheath section with the sandpaper provided. Place a white mark on the polyethylene sheath 1 inch below the cable opening and ground strap. Complete cable preparation, leaving less than 1/4 inch of aramid yarn, 9 inches of strength member, and 3 inches of buffer tube. The remaining fiber should be cleaned of excess gel. Install the split adhesive tubes over the buffer tubes and strength element. These tubes should rest as closely to the cable butt as possible. The red sleeves are intended for the larger elements, such as strength member and grounding strap. The white or clear sleeves are to be placed over the individual buffer tubes. Place the clear plastic transportation tubes over the individual fiber groupings. The tube should rest over the cut buffer tubes beneath the tip of the adhesive sleeve. This will ensure that the tube is securely fastened by the adhesive. Mark the buffer tubes prior to heat shrinking the cable end seal. Small pieces of colored buffer can be used to facilitate this during cable preparation. Align the heat shrink sleeve with the white cable mark and apply heat. Starting at the base of the heat shrink tube and working toward the fibers, shrink uniformly. The sleeve must extend from the white mark to the top of the split adhesive tubes to provide the necessary block. Shrink until the adhesive flows from the cable end. Once the cable blocks have been completed, remove the cables from the stand and lay them to the side. Slide the closure assembly back over the cables and install securely on the base holder. Align both prepped cables with the inside of the entry port. Install the ground wire strap below the separate attachment on the top of the base. Note that isolation of the individual cable sheaths can only be accomplished by inserting separate ground wires. Install the strength members below the appropriate clamps. If necessary, remove any excess length from the strength member after it has been secured beneath the clamp. Clean the oval port and the last 6 inches of cable entering the closure with the raychem cleaner provided. Abrade this area using sandpaper and scuffing around each cable rather than longitudinally. Place the heat shrink sleeve over the cables and port and mark each cable just outside the sleeve edge. Install the adhesive wrap around each cable, placing the white mark of the strip over the cable mark, and wrap the adhesive neatly with the clear adhesive portion toward the entry port. Install the heat shrink sleeve over both cables and oval port. Install the retaining clip over the heat shrink sleeve. Insert the branch clip between the two cables. Tape the two cables together. Connect the EPS 110 power supply for 1 cycle until the sleeve is completely formed. While shrinking, mark the transportation tubes where they will enter the respective trays. Remark or re-identify the tubes if necessary. Remove the excess tube. Attach the tube to the respective tray slot with the nylon cable ties provided. Do not flatten the tubes or pinch any fibers. Route the fibers for splicing. Once all splicing has been completed, secure the splice trays and desiccant beneath the trays with the Velcro strap. The closure is now ready for installation of the dome cover. Align the strand mount V-grooves with the top tab on the base. Install the split locking ring. Clean both the base and dome tabbed surfaces with the cleaning material provided. Abrade these surfaces. Remove the protective strip from the adhesive portion of the wrap and place over the tabbed portion. Position the heat shrink band over the base dome interface. Connect the EPS 110 power supply and energize for 1 cycle. Allow the closure to cool before moving. For re-entry procedures, follow raychem practices for the removal of the sealing band.